You already know what time it is, man. The young GOAT in the building. Make sure you tune in to True Hill Heat Podcast.
Alright, this is Dan House here, very nice, very evil. You are watching True Heel Heat. Probably should have had MJF do this, but here we are.
All right, hello, True Heel Heat. I'm the AEW World Champion MJF. Just in case you're deaf, dumb, blind, stupid, or since you listen to this podcast poor, you're listening to True Heel Heat, and I apologize for that.
Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for Rated Raw Review, Episode 11, Big Brother, reviewing the February 19th, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw as only we can. And to do that, as we can, I am joined by the face and the ace of the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, my co-host extraordinaire, Mr. Romeo Anthony Colon. How are you?
What's up, SP3? What's up, chat? Isn't it nice to just be talking about something other than O'Shea Jackson? Can we talk about something else today? Jesus Christ.
I need a break from bad celebrity opinions. I need one. And people.
Whoa, you're using that term celebrity pretty loosely.
Yeah. Bad celebrity kid stakes and the people's inability to use Google or how to have good faith wrestling discourse. That is not why we're here. We're here to have any type of wrestling discourse. Good faith, bad faith, We don't care. Sound off in the community, in the comments with the rest of the folks. We appreciate y'all for joining us live. We are here to talk some WWE Raw from last night, a jam-packed, a major edition of Monday Night Raw from a sold-out Anaheim, California, and a couple of major matches as we're just a couple of days away from WWE Elimination Chamber. So we're going to talk about that, talk about the lead up and how they went off with the go home show here. So sound off in the live chat if you're joining us live. We appreciate y'all if you're joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Show that appreciation back the simplest way possible. Drop the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And like I said before, sound off in the live chat. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support for the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, you can send us a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. We will highlight your comment on screen and give you our thoughts. If you have a question, you have a take on last night's Monday Night Raw or anything going on, even if it is a former West Coast rapper's son's opinion on wrestling and wrestling discourse, you can sound off with a super chat donation or hit the join button and become a member like Queen Monet, who says, "Hey guys, how you doing, Monet?" We got Eric Isaac, who says, "Hey fellas." We also got Chillin' with Chase, who says hashtag Druso. Like that. That's very clever. Very clever. Romeo, how did you think about last night's Monday Night Raw? It was not until like hours before the show I realized how big this episode was for them, because it was in Anaheim, California. You know, we're on the road to the WrestleMania. We're just days away from Elimination Chamber. They had big matches already planned out, whether it be the multi-man tag with Judgment Day, the Intercontinental Championship matchup with Gunther and Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. But they also had the folks from Netflix. They just made this $5 billion deal. We're front row at Monday Night Raw this week. So this was a big show for them to kind of show Netflix, this is what you bought.
Yeah, I didn't know they were going to be there, but this was a good go-home show for Elimination Chamber. It was a packed house, Anaheim. That crowd they brought it. They definitely brought the energy. And they also flexed their partnership with UFC as well, TKO. They had Michael Chandler in the building.
So a lot of big noteworthy things on this episode. So sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you. We got Jesus Cruz in the chat. Thanks for joining us. He says, "The big oos. Can't wait to hear this review. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Love seeing you in the chat. Good brother." But let's start off Anaheim, California. I agree with you. The crowd was electric for this show, and for good reason, because they were given a very big WWE show here. We started off the show with Jey Uso and the Judgment Day minus Rhea Ripley were each shown arriving at the arena earlier today, and then there was a quick video package to hype up our opening matchup, which of course was the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, going one-on-one with Drew McIntyre. These two men have been trading barbs with one another for months. This goes back to Cody Rhodes bringing Jey Uso back over to Monday Night Raw, and Drew McIntyre's past with the Bloodline really coming out and showing a different side of Drew McIntyre that led to his heel turn. I like the addition of the stats, the ratings for WWE 2K that were shown throughout the night, starting here with this match as Rhodes was rated 93, McIntyre 89.
What a joke.
What do you say? What a joke.
Drew McIntyre should be like a 99. He's my favorite wrestler.
You're ridiculous. Tuesday Dragon's Crew. He applied an early figure four leg lock, but Drew was able to reverse out of it. Rhodes rolls out of the ring. They went to an early commercial break as they said Rhodes was in trouble. McIntyre was on offense after the break. He uses his boot to squeeze Rhodes' head into the ring post. He was stomping on Rhodes' head at certain points. Rhodes would come back with a big bulldog, a forearm, a power slam, a disaster kick. He eventually hit the Cody cutter for a near fall. McIntyre blocks a crossroads. Rhodes sends him both over the top rope with a clothesline to send us to a second commercial break. Then after that second commercial break, this was kind of just big move after big move, major sequences in this matchup, hard-hitting, high-impact maneuvers from both guys. Rhodes goes for the jabs and the bionic elbow, but McIntyre hits a big spine buster for a 2 count. He follows up with a sit-out powerbomb for another 2 count. McIntyre goes for the Claymore, but Rhodes is able to hit a big super kick. He then hits the pedigree for a near fall. McIntyre headbutts Rhodes when he comes out of mid-air, and then he hits a future shock DDT for a near fall. Rhodes comes back. He hits a big superplex and then a Cody cutter off the top rope this time for a very good near fall. Jey Uso at this point comes down to the ring. He distracts the referee. Rhodes knocks him off the apron, which further the referee is trying to get rid of him. Rhodes then gets McIntyre as it looked like McIntyre is going to take advantage, but Rhodes gets him for the crossroads. But then with a hoodie on, out of the blue comes Solo Sikoa on the apron. He hits Cody with the Samoan spike. Drew McIntyre hits the Claymore. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre with a surprising win over the number one contender for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Love this finish. This finish works on so many different levels. Just the instances in how it played out. It was a callback to 2 different matches. It was a callback to Drew versus Roman from Clash at the Castle because of the scene that Drew basically picks his head up to seeing Solo Sikoa at ringside, and basically he gets to take advantage of Solo's interference unlike before, and then this furthers Drew's heel character because now he's taking advantage of Bloodline interference, so now he's a hypocrite, an even bigger heel, bigger dick.
You watch your mouth about my favorite wrestler.
Then Cody Rhodes, this works very effectively, and I did not think they were going to do this. I really thought the only possible winner of this matchup was Cody Rhodes, but this was so much better. This was so much better because this is the exact finish from WrestleMania 39 last year. And it shows that despite everything that Cody Rhodes has done, going through Brock Lesnar, going through the Judgment Day, winning the Royal Rumble again, back-to-back, first time in 25 years, he still cannot overcome the Bloodline. The Bloodline, he lost it in the same matter. Just as he was going to hit the crossroads, Solo hits him with the spike, and his opponent hits him with this finisher. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes loses again. This worked so well. Hats off to WWE and hats off to both guys. This was a great opening matchup.
Indeed, agree with a lot you said there. I was happy to see this kick off the show because I thought Jey and Gunther deserved to main event with the IC title on the line. The crowd was hot for this, molten hot. And, I kind of figured like the Bloodline would be in the building to screw Jey Uso later on in the night. But I didn't put 2 and 2 together that, what, they might interfere here too. So, and that's exactly what they did. And like you said, we've been reminded plenty of times in Roman title matches that Solo always helps him out. The Bloodline always helps him out. But we also have to be reminded what Cody Rhodes specifically is fighting against at WrestleMania, like what he has to overcome that he has not overcome yet, and why he has to do all this assembling a team to take out the Bloodline. Because if you don't, this is just going to be the end result. Even if the referee will find a way to miss it, get knocked out, and this is going to happen every single time. So this is Cody's mission. He's got to find a way to take out Solo Sikoa, take out Jey Uso. And I could see Cody and Seth. I could definitely see them taking on Solo and Jimmy before WrestleMania comes about. We'll see if we get that match soon.
I can see that. We got Eric Isaac who says Night belongs to the Bloodline. Jay and Solo costing Cody against Drew. Nia destroying the women again, including Cuzzo, Naomi, and Jimmy once again screwing his little bro Jay. And we also got
Oh, by
here.
the way, at the end, Jimmy Uso is like he gets left hanging by Solo. I love that shit. That was funny. Small touch, but it's funny. He's got his hand out like he's waiting, his cheese, and he just
Always leaving him hanging. Always leaving him hanging. And Chase with a great point. This is only the second time since Cody Rhodes returned in April 2022 that he has been pinned inside the WWE ring. Of course, the first time being at WrestleMania 39 last year.
so neither one clean.
Neither one clean. Each time it's been because of the bloodline.
And his other singles loss, he passed out, right? Brock.
Yes. Yeah, Brock Lesnar.
That's it. Those three, right?
Yep, those are the 3 times. We got Queen Monet who says the fact that this match even had a winner was shocking, but I was even more shocked that Drew won. Yeah, I was very shocked, but I was just like, this is not what I thought would happen, but this is the best decision.
Good for Drew because Drew's probably going to win the Chamber in all likelihood. That's a big win, but this is a big win too. You're beating the guy who won the Royal Rumble. You needed some outside work, but you're not going to bring that up when he brags about it.
Exactly. And this is something that if they decide to not put the title, the World Heavyweight Championship on Drew after WrestleMania, he can be a contender, a challenger for Cody.
Yeah, maybe the first one.
Yeah. So there's a lot that this accomplished. So I will say this was a job well done by WWE. Chase saying Solo always wearing the hoodie. We knows it's you, bro. Yeah, like he act like him taking off the hoodie is some big reveal now. Like we know it's you, bro.
It's just to get past security. They don't recognize him.
Jesus. He's just saying, I enjoyed the ending of the match. Like you said, it called back to 2 matches and furthers both stories. They made a great call. And then we got a super chat donation from the great Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. We always appreciate the support. He says, we know they're going to do that spot at WrestleMania, and Cody will kick out and it will scare fans. Absolutely. That's going to be the great near fall of the matchup. Cody goes for the crossroads, referee's distracted by Heyman, Solo comes on the apron, hits him with the spike, Roman hits the spear, 1, 2, kick out, and the fans will go wild.
What we need to do that's a good idea, but Cody needs to have a better plan than that. You can't just go into
no. It's gonna be kick out, and then Solo comes back, and then that's when one of the Avengers will show up for him. John Cena, the older Captain America. The older Captain Cap is gonna come back. And
I think Solo's got to. I think we got to give Solo a singles match at Mania with somebody trying to take him out. Somebody.
Brock Lesnar. Nah, it's not happening. Sorry. No, I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna do that.
That should be a part of Cody's plan. We need somebody to take out Solo Sikoa in a match.
No, he's gonna have Cena on speed dial. That's gonna be the thing. Cena just shows up late. You know Cena. He's got to make an entrance. It's gonna be like 5,000 Cena. As Solo's about to attempt to interfere for the second time, 1,000 Cenas come down, and then he's like beating each one up. He's giving the spike to each one, and then the last one he gives the spike and he no-sells it, and then that's one Cena. See, I just helped him out. That's like 10 minutes of their matchup right there.
Somebody's got to do something about the spike. It's like the Infinity Gauntlet Solo spike.
It is difficult for Cody to overcome at this point, it seems. But thank you so much for the super chat donation, Will Chisholm. We also got Joseph. He says this Kevin Dunless production has been a godsend. I mean, I like the little additions that they make. I think they still make way too many camera cuts, but there's been improvements.
It's night and day better to me. I forgot the new director's name.
We got Chris who says, I didn't watch Raw last night, but because I didn't feel well. We hope you feel well, sir. And then we also got Frantic World who says the Bang Bang Gang with The Rock will help Cody finish his story. Yeah, that's not happening, sir. There was a video package for Gunther versus Jey Uso, and then there was a video package for Andrade El Idolo. Yes, he is referring to himself as Andrade El Idolo once again. He says that he controls his destiny, and his destiny is WWE. We see the signature mask. He talks about his family, how his father has done this, his uncle has done this, even his wife has done this, and this is a part of his destiny. So, what do you think about Andrade El Idolo?
Idolo, brilliantly produced, looked like a movie. But like I said, man, you still got to prove it. This is deep waters here on Raw with the cast of characters they got. Don't get lost in the shuffle.
You can very easily do that on this show. Just saying.
They're feuding with the Judgment Day, Andrade, for 3 months.
Well, speaking of the new production, well, we had Pat McAfee with his telestrator tell us how Cody Rhodes lost the opening matchup against Drew McIntyre. I love his telestrator. It's always very funny to me. And then we see Adam Pearce checking on Cody in the trainer's room. He assures him that Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa were gone and ejected from the building. Yeah, sure. And then they're given a huge fine. Pierce asks if he needed anything, and Rhodes says that he was fine. And then Seth freaking Rollins comes into the trainer's room, and he just gives Cody a knowing look. They wait a second, and he just nods, and he just pats him on the knee and walks out. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins will be the special guest for the Grayson Waller effect this Saturday at Elimination Chamber. What did you think about this short segment here?
The Cody stuff is just like, you don't even need to say anything. Like, are you sure, Cody? Like, I could be your shield. Come on, here we go. Let's go. No one knows him better than me.
Yeah. This worked. I liked it. It was a nice little tidbit before the Grayson Waller effect, where I think we probably get the challenge, maybe, for Rock and Roman night one.
We might, because we still got SmackDown, which is taped, but I don't know if they lay out the challenge there. I don't know. Maybe they accept it. We'll see.
I don't know. I don't think they did a second. They didn't do a second in-ring segment with Rock and Roman.
Probably all behind the scene stuff backstage.
Yeah. There was another quick video package, this time highlighting the women who have already qualified for the Women's Elimination Chamber matchup. We then go into the Women's Last Chance Battle Royale to determine the final participant in the Elimination Chamber. And we have a return to start things off. Raquel Rodriguez making a return. I was like, damn, I didn't even know you were gone. Raquel Rodriguez.
Come on, are you kidding me? Welcome back, Raquel.
Welcome back, Raquel. Yeah, sure. But yeah, Raquel Rodriguez.
Nice pop.
You were barely gone. Yeah, she got a very, very, very nice pop.
Both, her and Zelina got nice pops. And then I put two and two together. I was like, this is mostly a Hispanic crowd here in Anaheim. It's like a bunch of Latinos.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. It's Anaheim. Yeah, California. Yeah. California and Texas, it seems. They always have a heavy majority of Hispanic fans. But this one was it was a last chance battle royale with the women's division. So this was varying levels of skill. Thankfully, they eliminated Maxine Dupree almost immediately.
I wrote. You want to know what I wrote in my notes? I was like, as soon as they eliminated her, which meant the match was only going to get better. The work rate was going to go up. Good thing they got rid of it quick.
They eliminated Valhalla next.
Did you see her rating on the 2K24? Since they're talking about they didn't dare put her rating up on the screen, did they? That was 64, which is like 33 points higher than it should be.
Isla Dawn and Xia Li were eliminated next. We got this clearly came down where the story really was. First, you got Instinct where Tegan Nox tried to surprise Natalya again, like she did at Royal Rumble, but this time Natalya countered and eliminated her. Then Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler started to dominate it. They eliminate B-Fab. We get Chelsea Green avoids elimination. Alexa Lopez eliminates Zelina Vega. Michin eliminates Lopez. Vega and Lopez start fighting. Green eliminates Candice LeRae. Baszler eliminates Indy Hartwell. Baszler with an assist from Stark also eliminate Katana Chance. Raquel Rodriguez eliminates Alba Fire, and Ivy Nile eliminates Natalia, and then Ivy Nile is eliminated by Raquel. Then we get the final four of Baszler, Stark, Michin, and Rodriguez. Baszler and Stark eliminate Michin. Rodriguez has to fight off both women who have worked together to eliminate a majority of the folks in this matchup. This really highlighted the duo of Stark and Baszler here, but it was ultimately Rodriguez who was able to overcome them both, eliminating Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. It looked like she was going to win, but I immediately I was like, the match isn't over. The bell didn't ring. They didn't ring the bell. Someone must have not been eliminated. Yep. And then comes Chelsea Green from behind, pulling a Santino Marella from the 2011 Royal Rumble, but she's unable to get the elimination as Raquel Rodriguez eliminates her. The crowd was mostly quiet for this, but they did pop at the final portion of this when it came down to Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, Raquel, and Chelsea Green. Little did we know. What did you think?
It's good to see Raquel back. You know, she was floundering a bit before she left. She just get her ass kicked so much by Rhea, and then she had her health problem. So she had a good thing going with Liv Morgan when they were the women's tag champs. You know, they were in the women's tag division, and then Liv got hurt, and then it all went downhill from there. And you wonder if they can get back to that, but probably not, since Liv is on this revenge tour. But you can maybe combine the two storylines and at least get some added story out of it, which is what the women's division needs, added story. They do bring it up a little bit later. We'll talk about it. But this was what it was. I mean, Raquel did what she had to do. She's in the chamber. The chamber looks good. I'm fine if you don't want to put Jade in there just yet. You don't want her to eat a pin or whatever. That's fine. Put Raquel in there. But what, man, Indy Hartwell, another one with no path to the chamber in her home country, just joining Bronson Reed. Yikes! Bronson Reed, I think, at least has a good excuse. I think he's got a kid on the way or something like that.
Yeah.
Indy Hartwell, he ain't got no kid on the way. Jeez,
just not good enough. This is a good field, I will say, for the Elimination Chamber. Naomi, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Tiffany Stratton, and Raquel Rodriguez. We will talk more about this field as they had to do a segment for them later in the show. Next up,
we're gonna disagree about this segment. I can tell.
Apparently, if you liked it. Jey Uso cut a quick promo saying that he would bring down an empire and win the Intercontinental Championship. And then we got a sit-down interview.
Hold on a second. Yeah. I was thinking to myself, Jey cannot be that ignorant to have not seen who was in the building earlier. And I don't care what Pierce said, that they were kicked out or anything like that. You still have to know they're there.
No, Pierce said they're kicked out.
Oh,
probably checked with him.
Pierce
said he has nothing to worry about.
Ridiculous.
Next, we get a sit-down interview with Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. They're in separate rooms for this interview, hosted by Michael Cole, who only asks all of one question. Rhea Ripley says that she didn't have any butterflies going into the Elimination Chamber. This was what she had been working for. When she got to WWE, all she wanted to do was fit in and please people, but she wasn't comfortable in her own skin. There were times she wanted to quit, but she reminded herself just who the hell she was. She was Rhea Bloody Ripley, and was the most dominant woman in WWE. Nia Jax thought that was cute. She was twice Rhea Ripley's size and had 3 times her talent. What? Jax would squash Rhea again, and she would go crying. Mommy would go crying to her mommy. Ripley says that Jax would crumble when she heard everyone screaming for mommy. Jax would lose all her momentum and would realize she was just not good enough. Rhea Ripley then rips off her mic and Jax puts on a mean face. I thought this was effective for the sit down interview here. Nothing blown me away at all.
Yeah, I agree. It's just too short. It was like way too
Yeah.
short.
I was like, well, that accomplished nothing. This was just to fill time. It was effective use of time, just telling us stuff we already knew.
Listen, like, what's up with the bloodline? Like, do they not like Nia? Is she like the ugly sheep? Put her in the bloodline. Make her official in the bloodline. The bloodline needs a woman like that.
I mean, I'm not begging for that. We also got a super chat donation from Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. He says Pat not a heel, but he's cool with The Rock, so he's a dick to Cody. LOL. No, he was like bemoaning what the Bloodline did on commentary. So he's not been a dick to Cody at all. He's kind of been playing the line when it comes to Cody and The Rock.
Pat's just out there being a fan of everything. Yeah.
As far as like this whole segment, I was just like, yeah, this was time. This all they wanted to do was just fill time and have a segment with these two because Rhea obviously wasn't there last night.
Yeah, that was fine. I mean, Rhea was okay. Nia was okay. It's just too short, like I said.
And as far as Nia Jax in the Bloodline, Nia Jax too good on her own. Like Naomi, I always understood the argument of Naomi being in the Bloodline because she's not good on her own by WWE. Like she's good on her own outside of WWE, but in WWE, they seem to not have a lot of ideas for just Naomi. They seem to have a ton of ideas for just Nia Jax because the women's division always needs a monster heel. Naomi is someone that needs the Bloodline. Nia Jax is not.
I just want someone in the women's division throwing that one up for the Bloodline. Keep that heat.
We also got a super chat donation from Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. Will says, never thought Genuine would be name dropped on WWE TV in 2024. Thanks, R-Truth. That is the perfect segue for the next segment, which was Truth Line, the truth about the Judgment Day. R-Truth had a expose hosted by Jackie Redmond where she interviewed Truth and tried to determine whether or not he was ever actually a part of the Judgment Day. This segment is just ridiculous, over the top. Truth talks about how now he has real friends in D-Generation X. He said, "Who would have thunk it?" R-Truth teaming up with DX, and I love the closed caption of not Shawn Michaels, not Triple H. It's definitely DIY. Truth. This was so great, so funny. The fans chanted for Truth when it was over. Very good stuff.
Loved it. Every week, R-Truth has a great segment. He's doing something funny. I specifically got the Ducks and Tony Soprano reference that he did. Well done. The production team killing it again with the music and the captions, like you said. And whenever R-Truth has his WrestleMania moment, because he will have his WrestleMania moment this year, winning the tag titles, for sure. You have the real DX come out and celebrate with him. Triple H and Shawn. Yes.
No, John Cena, his childhood hero.
Him too.
Michael Cole on commentary puts over the corporate synergy of TKO between WWE and UFC, which led to UFC fighter Michael Chandler being introduced by Samantha Irvin. He cuts a promo from the front row. He grabs the mic, snatches it out of her hand.
What a natural.
He calls himself the most entertaining UFC fighter on the planet. He teases and hypes up that he wants to call out somebody who's a big star, a former Hall of Famer, and he calls out Conor McGregor right here on Monday Night Raw. UFC and WWE, our first experience of this corporate synergy. What did you think?
This is just the beginning, folks. This is just the beginning. Listen, UFC has a lot of guys that could talk, and a lot of guys I think that could make the crossover if they want to, whenever their career ends. And Michael Chandler sure is one of them. He throws a picture on Instagram. He's got the Triple H pointing at him picture. He says contract signed. Like, well, you ain't signed no damn contract. What the hell are you talking about? I know there's not a large WWE audience contingent who may know who he is, Michael Chandler. But I bet a lot of them know who the hell Conor McGregor is. And Conor McGregor is a big damn deal. He's a household name. And if this is leading to like Conor showing up at WrestleMania and then like they're taking the UFC storyline and then like making the fight official on WWE television or pay-per-view, that would be crazy, weird. But Conor McGregor is a big deal. So it would get a lot of attention. And this got a lot of attention. Just Michael Chandler making the crossover and cutting a promo on WWE TV, pushing that relationship. And if it leads to more UFC guys cutting promos on WWE shows, F it. This is the first weekend they have shows at the same town, Anaheim. They had that on Saturday, so they wanted to flex that relationship with Michael Chandler being there.
Yeah, that was a very smart move. I almost forgot this was the first weekend that they were in like the same city. I forgot that they had the UFC on Saturday. As far as we got Chase who says SP3, what did you think of Chandler's promo skills? He's fine. He shouts a little too much for
He's got the old 80s promo style to just
not even 80s promo style. It's Samoa Joe and TNA. It's like Samoa Joe, you see now, like Samoa Joe is a great promo when he just talks in his regular voice and he's calm and he sounds very intimidating. The reason why people used to always say, oh no, he's not a good promo is because TNA used to always tell him to shout in the mic. And like when you do that, that always reminds me of that. And it can remind you of the 80s style, but it doesn't even remind me of the 80s style. The 80s style is like coke binge, excitement and adrenaline and stuff like that. This was like, okay, I got the mic. Let me turn on the nah, that's not the 80s style. That's Joe. That's this guy. I think he would have been a much better promo if he just talked in his regular voice.
I need Conor McGregor with a WWE microphone. That's what I need.
That would be amazing. I am looking forward to that. Chad Gable cuts a serious promo in the back. He was tired of Ivar trying to tear down the Alpha Academy. He said he would leave his crew in the back and invited Ivar to do the same. Ivar accepted and said his path went through Gable. I like that they gave them some promo time before this rematch here.
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot with people. You know, give them a few seconds, say what you want. I like that. It's better than nothing, which is the old way.
Exactly. Then we get the 8-man tag team matchup of the Judgment Day versus Awesome Truth DIY here. You get them doing the DX chop early on in this one. This was given a plenty of time. I thought that I knew that the first commercial would happen because they gave like almost a minute for like the entrances and stuff like that. So, but I was surprised we got to a second commercial, which was interesting and gave this match plenty of time. The crowd was very much into this, made this feel like a big time PLE style matchup with the Judgment Day being all together against a couple of over baby faces, DIY who is getting over, The Miz who's over, and R-Truth who's one of the more popular stars right now. The crowd was less than enthused though when Truth tags out and makes a hot tag to Ciampa, but Ciampa really turned up the action in this matchup when he made his hot tag in here. He got into there, he fires up, he takes out two guys, he does the forever clotheslines in the corner on I think it was JD and Dom. He hits JD with a draping DDT, wipes out Priest with a corkscrew dive. Ciampa hits Balor with a reverse DDT, but McDonough breaks up the cover. Ciampa and Balor knock each other down with running cross bodies. We get, I loved Pat McAfee on commentary says, 16 abs just collided. The crowd chants, "This is awesome." True, they get louder for Truth. He comes in, he runs wild on Priest. The Truth eventually knocks down Dom off the apron. He gave Priest a flatliner. Miz and DIY hit stereo dives on the rest of the Judgment Day, but Truth counters a chokeslam for a great inside cradle. That was a great near fall. The crowd would have went nuts for that one. But then Priest gets right back up. He hits the South of Heaven chokeslam for the 1, 2, 3. Really good match here. I enjoyed this one.
Yeah, fine match. R-Truth he's over, man. I forgot to mention when they came back from the video they did of R-Truth earlier. Big R-Truth chants going on in the crowd. And they popped big for when he did the hot tag and start going at it with Priest. 67 in the video game for R-Truth? Are you kidding me? You can't even get
Wait, he's 67?
Yes. That's 3 more points than Maxine. Are you shitting me? What? R-Truth?
No respect.
Oh man, this is a conspiracy. But Judgment Day had to win. You know how I feel about established groups versus non-established groups in tag team matches. The established group better take the W. So they would have had to. We gotta keep going with the storyline. We gotta take it all the way to WrestleMania. We got a lot of time to kill.
Yeah.
Did they mention the tag team title match in the Chamber?
A little bit on commentary, but they didn't really like hype it up enough, in my opinion. But they do have the tag team matchup coming up on SmackDown this week with Dom and JD versus Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, which I think that matchup with Balor and Priest versus the new Catch Republic is going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
We get highlights and a video package of The Rock's promo from SmackDown. They really turned up the booing and turned down the cheers on that one, I will note.
That's because the heel Rock was hilarious. Oh, it was so funny. I don't care if he's making fun of you. That shit is funny.
He's great. This is why I said I said it on True Heel Heat after watching SmackDown. I said on True Heel Heat on Saturday. I was like, I went out on a limb after the whole Rock segment when he first did the stare down with Roman. I was like, he's not gonna get the reaction Batista got in 2014. And then after Raw last the whatever week we got the Rocky chants, I was like, I could be wrong. And then after that segment on SmackDown, I was like, well, I could be right because these fans were cheering. They cheered him louder than anyone on that show.
I think everyone's just like happy that he's a heel. If he was still babyface, I think there'd be a lot more resentment because he wouldn't be. I wouldn't be as funny as a babyface. But I hated how he couldn't get the Bloodline one right. What are you doing an L up for, Rock? What the hell do you watch the program? Not apparently not.
Guns up, man.
What are you doing?
He's watching the wrong program. Guns up.
He's watching AEW.
Will Chisholm with another super chat donation. Thank you so much, Will. He says, R-Truth winning the tag titles with the AA fans will cry. The first black NWA champion. Never forget. Absolutely. Yeah, it seems like we're building to Awesome Truth versus Judgment Day, or Truth and Cena versus Judgment Day at WrestleMania.
It's Will's idea. You better find John Cena, get him to WrestleMania, because that's the way to do it.
That's gold. That's much better than The Miz. Much better.
Judgment Day challenge R-Truth, and anybody you want. Pick a partner, and you go to Mania. He doesn't even have a partner until that music hits. Oh man, do it.
He was like, he just keeps saying, I can't really tell you who my partner is. And then on the Monday before WrestleMania, he was like, the reason I can't tell you who my partners is because I can't see him.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the final tease.
Sometimes the WWE fan needs everything clearly explained.
Yes. You gotta give them the clear clue.
You gotta make sure guys like O'Shea Jackson understand what the hell you're talking about. You won't otherwise.
O'Shea's like favorite moment in AEW history is Darby's promo after the advertisement for the United Center for the first time, when Darby said, come one and all, even if you're the best in the world. O'Shea was like, yeah, they gave it to me. They gave me a clear hint. We see Becky Lynch getting ready to come out for a promo. Then we get Jackie Redmond backstage. She interviews Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn has a difficult decision to make. Zayn has hit the pause button on his issues with Drew McIntyre because it's become an obsession. He's gotten this way before, but he needed to focus on his path to WrestleMania. He needed to trust the feeling in his gut that not only was there a path to WrestleMania, but a chance to do something historic. He says, I will be a champion. Sami Zayn versus Gunther. Come on, man.
That's a
Come
good
on. This is
one.
what these
Okay.
promos got to be
You're down with
leading
that.
to. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for it now.
Yeah, Sammy again killing it with the passion. He's spitting bars out there, and he confirmed, it's all about chasing a championship here. So I don't see how he can get in that world title match without winning Chamber. Like, you'd have to be really clever booking to fit that in there, but this sounds like it's Gunther then. That's the only other viable option.
I hope so.
A Sammy with a WrestleMania crowd behind him versus the unstoppable Gunther would be electric.
It would be, especially in Philly. The underdogs. They love the underdogs there. Becky Lynch is next out. She goes over her history, saying that she's done so many great things in her career that there weren't many new things to do. But for the first time in her career, she would be inside the Elimination Chamber with the need to win. Lynch said that it was inevitable that she and Ripley would collide, and it would be the fight of their lives. Ripley has been the talk of the town the last year, but she's been propped up by her band of merry men, the Judgment Day. Lynch was the greatest threat to Rhea, and as of this very moment, I'm the best I've ever been. Lynch was the best she's ever been, but so was everyone else. 5 of WWE's most promising stars would also be in the chamber, and Lynch didn't have anything against the other women, well, except maybe Tiffany Stratton, who was kind of annoying. They were all fighting for a spot at WrestleMania, hanging in the balance. This brought out Liv Morgan, a former rival of Becky Lynch. Liv says that she was tired of hearing Becky explain why she should be the one to face Rhea. Morgan didn't care who the best was. This was about her revenge. Ripley used to be her partner, but Ripley injured her shoulder and took her out for months. Morgan reminded Lynch that she was the last one to beat Ripley, and I just gave you a quick summarization because Liv took forever to explain her point here. Raquel entered, and she says that she reminded them that Jax could also be the champion after Saturday, and she knew she was the only woman big enough and strong enough to take out either woman. Then we get Naomi, who comes out next. She comes out to a good pop, looks great in this outfit. Lynch welcomes her back, and she says, "Thank you, my man." Naomi says that she didn't return just to return. She returned to climb her way to the top because that's where she belongs. This brought out Tiffany Stratton next. Tiffany Stratton says that Naomi left an empty space when she left, and the only space Stratton wanted was to be the center of the universe. She didn't care about the past, and that's what she saw when she looked at the rest of them. And then we get Bianca Belair comes out. She enters to a good reaction from the crowd. Belair said that they would never be her and reminded them that she was the only one out of them who has ever won the Elimination Chamber. She planned on continuing her undefeated streak at WrestleMania and would beat them all because you can't spell WrestleMania without EST. They all bickered, and then a brawl broke out after Stratton blasts Liv Morgan, who got in her face. They break out into separate pairs and start brawling until Nia Jax comes out and starts taking out all the women involved, making a clear message to Rhea Ripley before this Saturday and their WWE Women's World Championship bout. Love the visual of Nia Jax laying everyone out. That was well done. The back half of this with Nia Jax laying everybody out was well done. This was paid by the numbers, formulaic, revolving door promo, where the only promo worth a damn and that I would listen to again was Becky Lynch. So this was a waste of fucking 12 minutes.
Jesus Christ. When Becky said it's all about facing Rhea at WrestleMania, I love Pat McAfee just sneaking in there saying, or Nia Jax, because that's what a lot of this segment was. Everyone looking past Nia Jax. Oh my goodness. That's why I was happy at the end when Nia Jax just whoops everyone's ass.
Yeah, that was smart booking. That was
good for them. They just kept looking past her. I was like, that's ridiculous. And then Nia Jax made them pay. I thought Liv was good. I thought she showed good emotion.
No, she babbled, bro. She dragged that shit. She even put out a tweet. She even put out a tweet. She said she wasn't on her best game last night. So, Yeah, like if they gonna admit that they didn't have a good promo, then I gotta point it out.
Well, I thought Liv, gave us a good history lesson where her character is at the moment.
She just
Being way
didn't
too
know
hard
how
on herself.
she just didn't know how to do this. Like instead of writing a straight line, she did a circle.
Raquel and Naomi hardly got any time to talk. It's like they said 3 words and boom, next person comes out.
Because it's a revolving door
Yeah.
promo. It's so formulaic. I knew what was gonna happen. As soon as Liv Morgan interrupted her, I was like, okay, and then Raquel's gonna come out because she mentioned Raquel. And then Naomi's gonna come out, and then Tiffany's gonna. And I was like, yeah, this is so predictable. I was like, this is a waste of 10 minutes. The women's segments were literally on the show. We are filling time here.
They changed up Tiffany's music. I didn't like her old theme, really. I didn't get a chance to hear this one too all that well, but I didn't like her old one anyway, so it might be better. They changed the look of her graphics. Like it doesn't look like the Barbie S stuff anymore, which was better. They should have kept that. Bianca mentioning her streak. Well, that's not a good sign. Anytime you mention a streak, right? You shouldn't be doing that. It's a little bit early, don't you think, Bianca? Well, they trying to make the next Undertaker here? Oh no, I think that streak is over. If she's facing Jade Cargill, over.
It's over.
Over.
Sad but true. We got a super chat donation from the great Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. He says, if someone told us back in 1998 that HBK would be running NXT, I would say, what the fuck is NXT? Triple H is the head booker and The Rock is on the board and Vince is out. We would be like, what storyline is this? I would immediately stop at what the fuck is NXT? That's not surprising with Triple H because I was like, this scumbag would. The Rock on the board, that is surprising, and Vince being out is the biggest surprise.
Yeah, with Shawn Michaels running anything is pretty surprising too.
At 1998, yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. But I was he will be but literally like how you wrote it, if I was just given like in a letter form that HBK will be running next, what is he running for?
if you told me Vince was out, I was like, oh man, wow, he died.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Vince died.
That'd be the only way he'd be out, dead.
Damn. We got another super chat donation from Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. You're awesome.
Thank you.
He says WWE telling us without telling us that they doing Bianca versus Tiffany. We don't have the blonde you want, but we have the new blonde for you, Bianca. I don't know if they're doing that like at WrestleMania. I think that's a matchup that they are building to and teasing to, but I don't know if that's the WrestleMania direction.
I still think it's Bianca Jade in some form or fashion. Bianca Tiffany, whenever you do that should be made a big deal of. Should be made a big deal. Yeah. Tiffany is a future star.
Chase, he says Triple H, the head booker, felt like it was going to happen. LOL. Not really in 1998. Because in 1998, he's still a part of D Generation X and stuff like that. He usurped Michaels when Michaels went out for the DX position. So him usurping any position wasn't too fathomable, but I don't think it was going to happen. I wouldn't think that if you told me that in 1998. If you tell me 2 years later in 2000 that he's going to become the head booker, then yeah, I believe you because he's with Stephanie by then.
Yeah.
Then we get a promo from Gunther, who wanted Jey Uso to know he was the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time. Gunther would make Jey understand that he did not belong in the main event, and he would have to keep dreaming.
Good job, Gunther, as always.
Always very effective. Then we hear from Shinsuke Nakamura, who cuts a promo on Sami Zayn. He accused Zayn of whining, and if Zayn wanted to be the underdog, Nakamura would ensure he stayed that way. Nakamura wanted to beat him again, and Zayn could bask in everyone's sympathies. So the challenge is made, and it was accepted. It will go down next week, a rematch, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn. I suspect Zayn to win and get some momentum for Gunther.
Yes, that's a dangerous bet, my friend. Nakamura, good trolling here. With Shinsuke not slick, he's just trying to get on a winning streak here by picking on the guy who's on the biggest losing streak.
No, it's Sami Zayn's winning, y'all. Like the only thing more unfathomable than Sami Zayn getting a win right now is Shinsuke Nakamura getting 2 wins in a row.
I'm not confident. I'm not confident, Sammy, till I see a win.
They have yet to give Nakamura 2 major wins in a row. So I don't think that's going to change now, especially because they're not trying to convince a former IWGP heavyweight champion to sign with the company anymore.
Maybe he helps Nakamura win.
Sure, Romeo. Can't wait for that AEW debut so you can stop this. Boxer Callum Walsh was shown in the crowd before our next match, which was Chad Gable going one-on-one with Ivar. Ivar really showing his size and strength advantage early on, slamming Gable into the barricade. About a minute in, we go to break. After break, we get a big sit-out powerbomb from Ivar for a 2 count. Gable ducks a kick and chop blocks the leg of Ivar. Really became his focus of the matchup, going after the leg, but Ivar just continued to use his power and strength advantage. He had a crazy looking seated senton for a great near fall. Gable avoids the doomsault. He hits a very impressive German suplex. He then goes to the top rope and hits a moonsault of his own. That looked beautiful by Gable. Gable always shows those signs of being the young Kurt Angle when he hits his moonsault and stuff like that. That gets him a near fall.
Should have been his son.
Huh? It should have been his son?
Should have been his son.
Gable transitions after Ivar kicks out of the moonsault right into the ankle lock. He keeps it on, bends back on the knee, and Ivar taps out. Chad Gable picks up his biggest win in weeks, finally defeating Ivar in the middle of the ring in singles action. Otis, Maxine Dupree, and Akira Tozawa entered to celebrate with Gable. I'm glad he got the win here. I will say, though, the finish felt a bit abrupt. I just expected Ivar to hold on in the ankle lock a little bit longer before tapping out. I thought it would have helped the finish a little bit more, but another very good match here.
Yeah, it's another good match. We've seen this before and it was good, and it's still good here. You gotta. What are we heating up? We're trying to.
I felt their last match was better though.
Yeah, we're trying to heat up Chad Gable again so he can lose to Gunther again before WrestleMania. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Yeah, seems like it.
The crowd enjoyed it. The crowd had a lot of happy faces at the end when Chad Gable won.
Yeah. So maybe are they heating Gable up to go back after Gunther?
Another L. Because the sure looks like it's gonna be Sammy instead. Or are you gonna do another multi-man match? I don't think you should do that. Not with those two, because you're gonna make the crowd split in half.
Yeah, not with Gunther. I think Gunther. We're at the point that we need to see singles matches with Gunther. Only particular people work in the triple threat format. Drew and Sheamus, they had their own story and their styles just meshed so well with Gunther. I think you have to find like that type of matchup for the triple threat to work with him.
The Gunther WrestleMania Gauntlet.
I'd be here for it. I'm here for it. All of the ghosts of Gunther's past coming back.
And then Sammy's last.
The announcers ran down the card for the Elimination Chamber. We get Kathy Kelly interviewing Drew McIntyre. He says that Rhodes has been on a hell of a run the past year, and only one person had beaten him until tonight. McIntyre was now the second. McIntyre knew people were calling him a hypocrite for winning tonight, thanks in part to the Bloodline, but he had no issue with what happened. Of course, he wanted to attack Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso on the spot, but he doesn't think like that anymore. He was thinking big picture now. He was doing this for the world title, doing this for Raw, doing this for the fans. He just beat Cody Rhodes. He would face LA Knight on Friday before winning the Elimination Chamber on Saturday, and he was the true workhorse and the future champion of WWE. Drew McIntyre is also the best promo in WWE right now.
Thank you, Drew. That was great. And again, he doesn't need much time.
Also true. Yeah, it felt like the Gable Ivar match felt a little bit rushed, even though they only got 8 minutes 20 seconds. I think their first matchup got like 12. So yeah, understandable.
Got a big main event. Let them get the time.
Save the time for them. I get that. New Day cuts a serious promo. In the back, they're talking about Imperium and their issues with them. They say that Jey Uso would take care of Gunther tonight, but they got unfinished business with Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci, and they said their turn would come next week. Kofi said Imperium tried to end his career and take his head off, but they didn't get the job done. New Day were the industry standard, which is why everyone came for them, and there was nobody better than them. Imperium might have thought it was over, but it wasn't over until the New Day said it was, and Woods announced their tag team match for next week would be a street fight. What did you think about this one? I love them pulling out the kendo sticks and then Kofi making the tune of New Day Rocks on the case.
Serious New Day delivers again. Very believable stuff. And they're going to go crazy in a street fight. That's for sure. You could even make an argument that this should main event, depending on what the end angle is here, because what we keep building this up. What are we leading to? It's been good every time they've been on the show. That's fine. But what is the end goal here? Are we finally getting it next week? Whatever it is. If it is main event, if it is, because that's going to be a big moment. Do it.
It is.
I hope that's what it is.
Hey,
what is the end goal here?
San Jose is going to be a hot crowd next week too.
Indeed. I mean, this is not a championship feud. What are we building to? And now you think Gunther's finished with Jey? You think? Maybe. I don't know. What's Gunther going to do?
It's going to be
Big E's in the gauntlet.
Big E's the final man in the gauntlet. Yeah, next week we got Sammy and Shinsuke again, as well as New Day versus Imperium street fight. And that brought us to the main event of the evening. Jey Uso challenging Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Early on, it was Gunther showing his dominance in this one, slamming Jey into the barricade. They went to a commercial break about a minute into this one. Jey fought back after the break. Gunther chops him out of the sky in midair. Gunther also hit a neck twist spot and then hit a backbreaker. He tried for the powerbomb on the announce table, but Jey Uso hits a backdrop and a Samoan drop onto the table. He sets up for the running hip attack, but Gunther hits a running drop kick and a power bomb for a 2 count. Gunther blocks a super kick and then hits a big clothesline for a near fall. Gunther applies the Boston Crab, but Jey gets out of it. He gets the rope break. Gunther hits a European uppercut, but Jey knocks him out of the ring and hits a big suicide dive as you go to a second commercial break. After the second commercial break, like the Cody and Drew match early in the match, this really hit like the third gear and really started cooking. They start trading out strikes. Gunther drops Jey with a chop. Gunther follows with 3 more hard chops before he began mocking Jey and doing his taunt. Jey slips out of a powerbomb and hits a big spear for a near fall. Jey goes to the top rope, but Gunther slams him down, hits a big splash of his own for a near fall of his own. Jey fights back. He hits another spear. Gunther rose to the apron, but Jey runs around, hits a spear on the apron, which was really cool visual, before hitting a spear on the floor. He gets him in the ring. He hits one more spear, goes to the top rope, hits the Uso splash. 1, 2, the bell rings.
Ding, 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 ding.
As another man in a hoodie shows up, and of course, it is none other than Jimmy Uso, the big brother of Jey. He laughs as he has once again cost his brother championship gold. Jey super kicks Gunther anyway as security tries to deal with Jimmy. Jimmy wasn't leaving, so Jey wipes him out with a big suicide dive, taking out the security as well. With the fans on their feet, feeling like Jey is coming close, he goes to the top rope for another Uso splash, but Gunther gets his knees up. He rolls up Jey. 1, 2, 3. Gunther retains the Intercontinental Championship. after the matchup, Jimmy Uso gets into the ring and he lays out Jey with a big super kick. He starts talking trash. He says that you'll never do it without me. You can't win gold without me. You can't do it. You can't. He was like Shaq after Kobe lost in the 2008 NBA Finals. He was like, tell me how my ass tastes. He was just a complete menace. Hits a Uso splash. They show some replays of what happened at the end, and he hits another Uso splash as we end Monday Night Raw with Jimmy Uso getting a ton of heat. This was an excellent angle to really turn up the heat, turn up the momentum on the Jimmy and Jey WrestleMania program. This came at the right time with a month or so in the build-up to WrestleMania. They really needed something to kind of kick it into high gear, and this felt like that angle to do so after what was a terrific main event matchup. Jey Uso was superb as an underdog babyface, but Gunther just once again just giving his opponent, the challenger, just one of the best matches of their career. This is up there with Jey Uso's matches with Roman Reigns and the pandemic. This is up there with his match with Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship as one of the very best Jey Uso has ever delivered in a singles match.
Awesome. Everything was awesome here. Gunther and Jey definitely had a big fight feel for sure. And Jey, man, he went full tribal chief with all those spears and the splash. They had you thinking this was it. They wanted you to think this was it. They did over the top amount of spears to make you think it was it. And Jimmy just perfect heel shit, ruining things with the damn bell. And the timekeeper was terrible acting. The timekeeper's like, I don't know what he's doing. I could stop him, but I won't.
I won't.
Another that was a great near fall with the Bret Hart pin. I don't know what else to call it. The Bret Hart Roddy Piper pin. Gunther survived. They made it feel like he was lucky to survive after countering that splash, and that's a big deal when they have Gunther do that for you. And Jimmy had to end the night on top, so to speak. He you thought you was gonna win without me. No matter how big you think you get, I'm always going to be the big brother by 2 minutes. So he forgets that part, but 2 minutes, whatever. It's the feud you knew was coming. They got a ton of heat here. Everybody hates Jimmy. And this is going to be big at Mania. The crowd is going to be crazy for Jey Uso at Mania behind him. It's going to be a fun atmosphere. And part of taking out the bloodline for Cody Rhodes is taking out this asshole, Jimmy Uso. And it's got to be Jey. Who else should it be? It's another great hook for Mania, part of all that storyline that's all woven together. It's a big part of it is Jimmy and Jey.
Do you think they should put that matchup on night 2 with Cody and Roman?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It feels like you want all that stuff and all the bloodline stuff.
It feels like the night 1 main event starts off the theme of night 2.
Yeah.
It's all the bloodline. Everything going on with the bloodline.
This might be the year where night 2 is the bigger deal than night 1, usually, because usually night 1's better. Night 2, stack that, put all that bloodline stuff on there.
Yeah, Eric Isaac,
night long story.
Eric Isaac saying Jey already won gold without Jimmy, the tag team title with Cody last year, but then it was Jimmy that cost him that as well. So it's 3 titles he's cost him. He's cost them the Undisputed Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, and the Tag Team titles. Frantic World saying, so does this fix the SummerSlam story? No, they jumped the shark at SummerSlam. It was not the right time for the Jimmy Uso turn because we had to wait through a lot of nonsense. Yes, Jey Uso got more over, but Jimmy Uso sure didn't in the time between SummerSlam and now. But if they had just turned him a couple of months later, I would have had no complaints. And I told Romeo from the right after SummerSlam, that was the wrong decision, that it was not going to help Jimmy Uso and that it was hurting the bloodline story. I was proven correct. Romeo jumped off that hill or stopped talking about it. It just wanted me to forget about it, but I kept bringing it up. But now we're here, and they were able to bring it back. There's a difference between breaking a story and bringing it back and fixing a story. Those are two different things.
Yeah, they could have flushed things out a little bit better. The Jimmy turn probably could have taken place a little bit later on in the story. But I like where Jimmy's character is now. Like, he's so slimy. So like, you want to just boo this guy. He's just such a dork. Like, he's such an asshole. I like he feels more comfortable in his role what he is now.
Yeah, you could have done that in the fall. SummerSlam was not the point, and it also came at the end of like the first bad Roman Reigns title match in a while, and he really, let's be real here, and I think I'm being 100% real, he has not had a great match since then.
What matches has he had?
LA Knights, the LA Knight Crown Jewel match, the Fatal 4-Way at the Royal Rumble.
Nope, that's it, right?
Yeah, he hasn't had a great I don't know why I had to name the matches. Like, it's only two. Like, he's only had two matches, and he hasn't had a great match in SummerSlam. But yes, I digress. We got Chilling with Chase, who said Triple H is so weird. Why he make dominating heels all of a sudden need help to win? Yeah, I don't know. Triple H is weird with how he books his heels, but
Gunther didn't lose anything there.
No, Gunther did not. It actually put over Jey Uso. That Gunther
put him over strong.
Needed.
He had that one.
Yeah, this is honestly, I would say, top to bottom, the best episode of Raw we reviewed.
I might agree with you there.
Well, let us know in the live chat. That is just my opinion. We'll give you the breakdown of our opinions very shortly here, but let us know in the live chat any final thoughts you had on last night's Monday Night Raw. Give us your match of the night, MVP, LVP, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give the show? And of course, final call on Super Chat donations. We appreciate any of the support that you gave us throughout this live stream here, so any additional support is appreciated as well. But for me and Romeo, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle for the February 19th, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us. Romeo, what did you give the show out of 10?
Very enjoyable show. 8.2.
I am going to go with an 8.5. Tying my high score for an episode of Monday Night Raw, 8.5 out of 10 for me.
You guys in the chat, you give this 53% say an 8, 26% say a 7, 16% say a 9, and 5% 0 to 6.
So 8-1?
Yes.
There we go. 8 out of 10 for Safet. Safet gives it a thumbs up as well. Romeo, match of the night.
Main event, Jey and Gunther.
I'm going to be different. I always usually pick a Gunther matchup. If a Gunther match is on the show, that's usually my match of the night. But I really enjoyed Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. I think either or, whichever one between those two, if you gave them match of the night, you're not wrong either way. So I'll go with Cody and Drew to be different. MVP for the show, Romeo.
That asshole, Jimmy Uso.
I'm going to go with the Bloodline. Solo, Jimmy, Roman, and Rock not even being there. They had an impact on this show. They screwed over Cody Rhodes, screwed over Jey Uso. They bookended this show with screw jobs. I very much enjoyed the Bloodlines addition to the show. LVP for the show, Romeo.
Another Australian whose road to Elimination Chamber has reached a dead end. Indy Hartwell. And definitely Adam Pearce saying these guys were ejected from the building. You don't have to worry about them. Jimmy Uso comes around, messes up your main event. You do nothing about it. You are one of the worst authority figures there's ever been. Ever. Kayfabe-wise.
I'm going to give it to the referee, the timekeeper, and Adam Pearce for totally screwing the pooch on the main event. They all deserve credit for that failure to keep people out of the building. But Romeo, that brings us to an end on another edition of Rated Raw Review. Let the people know where they can follow you, and they'll see you again.
For Romeo Anthony on all social media. When are we doing this preview? Friday?
Yeah.
Friday Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Preview, excuse me. The pay-per-view, Saturday morning, 5 a.m. Eastern. I will have my monsters ready. I may be alone, but I'll be there with you.
I'll probably be there, sir.
All right.
Don't worry. I'll probably have to wake up a few hours earlier because New Japan is that morning too. So
Which
so I'm just warning New Beginning Sapporo the second night.
Saturday morning?
That's on Saturday morning at the same time as Chamber.
What the hell?
Yes. All I will say is that I'm warning everybody, our review of Chamber probably will be Saturday 3-4 o'clock. Will probably be a little bit into the afternoon because I need sleep. If I'm waking up
to bed.
if I'm getting New Japan and then Chamber, yeah, I'm gonna need some sleep. So late afternoon review on that day. But yes, follow me on the social media at True Heel SP3. Follow the game, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Heel Heat, patreon.com/True Heel Heat. Go over to our secondary channel, True Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment, as we got plenty of content over there. We're doing shorts on the NBA season by Chris G. We'll also have reviews of TV shows, movies, pop culture, as well as the favorites from sports that we've been doing on the channel. But that is the big announcement that we had over on the channel this past weekend. Check out True Heel Heat 264 from this past weekend as well as yesterday, me and Sanal previewed the New Beginning in Sapporo for New Japan Pro Wrestling. So check that out as well. Me and Romeo will be back with you on Friday for a WWE Elimination Chamber preview. I believe we will be dropping our TNA No Surrender preview tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be live. It'll probably be pre-recorded, but you could check that out as well. And of course, I'll be back live on Thursday for AE Ramble. For Romeo, it is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3. This has been Rated Raw Review number 11, Big Brother, for the February 19th, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw. We are signing off until next time.